Miguel Pamintuan de Leon was born on May 24, 1947 and died on August 28, 2025. Known as Mike de Leon, was a Filipino film director. He is regarded as one of the most significant filmmakers in the history of Philippine cinema. His films, which include Itim, 1976, Mangarap Ka't Magising, 1977, Kakabakaba Ka Ba, 1980, Kisapmata, 1981, Batch 81, 1981, Sister Stella, 1984, Bayaning Third World, 2000, and Citizen Jake, 2018, tackle Philippine social and political themes. De Leon also shot and produced Lino Brocka's film Manila in the Claws of Light, 1975, considered to be the greatest Filipino film. Early life and education. De Leon was born on March 24, 1947 in Manila, Philippines, to producer Manuel de Leon and Imelda Pamintuan. Through his father, he is the grandson of LVN Pictures founder Narcisa Sisang de Leon. His sister, Narcisa Ching, served as appointments secretary for President Corazon Aquino. He received his bachelor's degree from the Ateneo de Manila University before studying art history at the University of Heidelberg in Germany. Film career. Early career. De Leon directed two short films, Sa Bisperas, 1972, and Monologo, 1975. At 8 in 1975, he established Cinema Artists Philippines, a production company. Its initial film production was Lino Brocka's Manila in the Claws of Light, where De Leon also served as cinematographer. He also produced Cirio H. Santiago's Happy Days Are Here Again, 1974, a compilation of performances from musical comedies produced by LVN, Sampaguita Pictures and Premiere Productions. De Leon made his feature directorial debut with Itim, released in 1976. It starred Charo Santos in her first film role. Itim was a commercial failure but received positive reviews from critics. His next film, the romance drama Mangarap Ka't Magising, was released in 1977. It starred Christopher de Leon and Hilda Coronel. The film was dedicated to de Leon's grandmother, whose centennial birthday was celebrated that year. 1980s. De Leon was the cinematographer for Eddie Romero's epic Aguila, released in 1980 and starring Fernando Poe Jr. After a 3-year break from directing, De Leon returned with the musical comedy Kakabakaba Ka Ba, also released in 1980. Reuniting with Christopher de Leon and Charo Santos and also starring Jay Ilagan and Sandy Andalong, the film satirized Chinese and Japanese neocolonialism as well as organized religion. De Leon won the Gawad Urian Best Director Award for the film. In 1981, De Leon directed the psychological horror film Kisapmata, co-writing the script with Claudio Del Mundo and Raquel Villavicencio based on the news article, The House on Zapote Street by Nick Joaquin. It stars Vic Salayan as a patriarch dominating the marriage of his daughter and her husband, played by Charo Santos and Jay Ilagan. At the 1982 Metro Manila Film Festival, the film won 10 awards, including Best Picture as well as Best Director and Best Screenplay for De Leon. His next film, Batch 81, was released the following year. Starring Mark Gill in his breakout role, the film criticized President Ferdinand Marcos's martial law rule by depicting the titular fraternity's brutal initiation rituals. Batch 81 and Kisapmata were later screened at the 1982 Cannes Film Festival Directors Fortnight. While at the festival, De Leon was interviewed by German filmmaker Wim Wenders for his 1985 documentary Room 666. De Leon next directed the political film Sister Stella L. 1984, from a screenplay co-written with activist Pete Lacaba. Starring Vilma Santos as the titular character, it was the first politically themed film from Regal Films after De Leon asked its founder Lily Monteverde to produce the film due to limited financial resources. Sister Stella L. later won 10 Gawad Urian Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, and also competed for the Golden Lion at the 41st Venice International Film Festival. After the commercial failure of Sister Stella L., De Leon directed the melodrama Hindi Nahahati Ang Langit in 1985, based on the comic serial of the same name by Narissa Cabral. Starring Christopher De Leon, Lorna Tolentino, Edu Manzano, and Dina Bonavi, it became his most commercially successful film in the Philippines. In 1986, De Leon directed Balango Sa Dilim, an adaptation of John Fowles's debut novel The Collector. Starring Joel Torre and Sherry Gill, it was one of the first Filipino features shot on video. 1990s. In 1993, De Leon directed a segment for the anthology film Southern Winds, produced by Japan Foundation. Titled Aliwan Paradise, It satirizes the Philippine entertainment industry's fascination with poverty porn for international recognition. De Leon was initially in talks with GMA Pictures to direct a Jose Rizal biopic starring Aga Mulak in the title role, but they both dropped out. GMA Pictures eventually produced and released Jose Rizal, directed by Marilu Diaz-Abaya and starring Cesar Montano in 1998. In 2000, De Leon directed the mockumentary Bayaning Third World, about two filmmakers trying to make a film about Rizal. Late career. De Leon came out of retirement in 2018 to co-write, produce and direct Citizen Jake, a scathing indictment of President Rodrigo Duterte and starring real-life journalist Adam Araulo as the titular character. In November 2022, the Museum of Modern Art presented a retrospective of De Leon's films, alongside Manila in the Claws of Light and selected restorations of LVN films. De Leon also released his 2-volume memoir Last Look Back in December. Awards and recognitions. In 1999, the Cultural Center of the Philippines awarded De Leon the Centennial Honors for the Arts. In 2014, De Leon declined to receive the Natatanging Gawad Urian Lifetime Achievement Award, stating, "I just want to be alone. I'm no longer a director and I'm no longer public property." In 2024, De Leon also declined to receive the Gawad CCP Para Sa Shining, the highest award given by the organization. Houses. The De Leon clan's history is inseparable from LVN Pictures and from properties associated with Dona Sisong, notably the Broadway Avenue mansion in New Manila that has become part cultural landmark, part living archive of studio-era memory. While that iconic house is connected to his grandmother's legacy, not his personal purchase, it illustrates the environment that shaped him. Separately, an old family house in San Miguel, Manila, referenced in features and reminiscences about his return to filmmaking, appeared in Itim and was mentioned around Bayaning Third World, pointing to the way he used familiar spaces as creative resources. Beyond these, De Leon did not publicize real estate holdings, and no verified public record lays out a portfolio of properties in his name. Lifestyle. If his films are meticulous, his lifestyle was comparatively austere. He favored solitude over spectacle, work over red carpets. Colleagues recall a director who rehearsed rigorously, storyboarded obsessively, and treated editing as moral argument. His tastes, shaped by formal study in art history and nourished by reading, surface in his frames. Renaissance clean blocking here, modernist fragmentation there, always in service of character and idea. He loved to challenge the audience but also to entertain. Kakabakaba Ka Ba proves that political satire can be jaunty and musical without losing bite. Legacy. Mike De Leon's lasting importance rests on 3 achievements. He expanded what Filipino film could look and feel like. By bending genre toward inquiry, he opened space for personal, political, and philosophical cinema that could still connect with broad audiences. He mentored through example. Even during long absences from directing, his rigor set a standard for younger filmmakers, that the courage to say no can be as vital as the will to say action. He preserved and reframed history. As producer/cinematographer of Manila, as director of Bayaning Third World, and as a memoirist, he helped future generations see the past more clearly, its power structures, its myths, its costs. On August 28, 2025, De Leon died at the age of 78. His death was confirmed by his family to French film distributor Carlotta Films, which had previously released a box set of his films in France.